Hello Yellow class, I hope you had a great day yesterday. Today I'm just going to go through the home learning for Wednesday. Right, so we're going to start off today as always with our phonics, and today we are thinking about the letter M, which makes the sound mm. And on your in your pack you have got a set of cards that you can use to play pairs, and they have just got the letter M in them, making that sound. Okay, we're not going to do any word writing today. We will do some word writing tomorrow once we've looked at the other phoneme that's making that sound. Right, so that is our phonics. Right, so that's our pairs. So our guided reading. Right, cameraman, can you bring us over here please? You might have to lift it off of there. Now today in your phonics, in your pack, you have got a sheet that looks like this, and you've got two different rats on here. You've got the rat from Catch That Rat by Carol Hart, which is the story that we have just read. You've also got an image, excuse me, of that pesky rat from the story That Pesky Rat by Lauren Child. Now parents, the children all know that story. We read that story at the beginning of the year. So what we're looking for today, I want the children to think about what is the same about these two characters. It could be as simple as that they are both rats. If you look at this rat, he's wearing a jumper, and if you think about the end of the story, That Pesky Rat, this rat also ends up wearing a jumper. So try and think about things that are the same about them, and then try to think about some differences. So you might say their colour, because this rat was a brown rat and this rat is a white rat. Okay, so that's your comprehension for today. Right, we are going to start off counting in twos. So let's have a look. Let's just remind ourselves of those even numbers. So when we count in twos, especially if we start from 0, we count up 2, 4, 6 and 8, and then this pattern repeats itself as we go through. Are we ready? 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66, 68, 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90, 92, 94, 96, 98, 100, 102, 104, 106, 108, and we could go on and the pattern continues, but we won't. Right, back over here. Now we've got some calculations. Back over here, cameraman.
I'm sorry.
Right, we've got some calculations. You might need to lift it up and come a bit closer. I don't know how close that is. So I want you to have a look. And now if you remember these symbols here, we've got the less than symbol, the more than symbol, and the equal symbol. So these are all symbols which we use in maths. And when I look at these, I always think about the fact that they point to the smaller number. Okay, we've got some calculations here, and I want you to think about which symbol would go in the middle here. So if we have a look at this top row here, we can work out that this side equals 8, well done. This side equals 4, well done. So we've got 8 this side, 4 that side. Which symbol would we need? 8 is more than, well done. Let me just change my, lovely. So 8 is more than 4, so that's what we would put in the middle. So let's have a look at the next one. So we've got 6, take away 3, which equals 3. We've got 5 add 2, which is 7. So we've got 3 this side, 7 this side. What would we put in the middle? 3 is less than, so we'd need that less than symbol to go in there. Down here, 4 add 4 is 8. 10 subtract 2 is 8. Oh, what symbol do we need in here? 8, and both sides we would need the equals because they are both the same as each other. 3 add 4 is 7. Well done. Easy one here. 2 add 2 is 4. 7 is more than 4. So again, it points to that smaller number. Now today we've got a problem solving day, and in your pack you have got a grid which looks like this, which looks a little bit intimidating to begin with. Now what you have to do is you have to work out the number that each of these symbols equates to, and then you have to use that knowledge to help you fill in the missing numbers on the table. Okay? Now, when you have a look at this, where I would start, so this is what I would do, I would look at this row here, and I would start here, and that is because this row you've got 4 symbols exactly the same, and when you add up the total of those 4 symbols, it equals this number here. So you might need to do some thinking there about 4 numbers, or not 4 numbers, sorry, a number that when you add it together 4 times equals the number 20. So start there and see if you can work out the rest of the information. If you find that really easy and you finish really quickly, what you might want to do is you might have a go at designing your own for somebody else in your family. So that's your maths for today. Right, so we have been thinking about the lighthouse keeper's lunch. So today we are going to be thinking about these seagulls, and we are going to be writing speech bubbles for the seagulls. So imagine you were flying out with the seagulls. What might they be saying to each other? And if you listen to the story today, it might help you think about some of the things. Often they were talking about Mr. Grinling's lunch. Often maybe they were talking about Mr. Grinling. They were a little bit rude to the cat, weren't they, in one of them, when they put the cat on the wire. They also talked about the mustard sandwiches because they didn't like those. So think about the seagulls. They might be saying something like, "Hey, look at this lunch. Ooh, taste these sandwiches, they're delicious." So think about what the seagulls might be saying to each other. Our next session after our literacy is our handwriting, and we've got some letter M words to write today. Bear with me one second. So we've got the word mouse. All of these letters are the same size. So we've got up, down, over and over for our M, round for our O, into our U, our S and our E. So they are all the same height. Then we have got the word same, and again in the word same, those letters are all the same height. We've got the word flame. Now F is that sneaky little letter that goes up and down. A tall L, A, M and E. So those are our letters that are the same height. And then we've got a couple of tall letters and one low letter. And remember, on a Wednesday there's a sneaky little set on the back. We have got the word cream. We've got a curly cur, into our R, straight off of the R, into an E, into our A, and then into our M on the end. So that is our handwriting for today. Then we have got our art session today, and today I want you to create your image of the New Forest using that new media. Now if you remember, sorry that mine's a bit crinkled, but Mr. Munns tried to tidy up for me. I drew a very rough plan last week. You should have done a little bit of a plan thinking about what you wanted to do. Now what I've done is I've put an image together, and what I want you to think about, cameraman, is that in shot? Lovely. What I want you to have a go at doing today is creating your image using some pictures from new media. Now I've had to do it slightly differently because usually my background I would have used a photograph or something as the background, and then I would have stuck other images on top. So today what I've had to do is, these tree trunks are actually a pair of trousers out of a magazine. There was a pair of brown trousers, so I cut those up for tree trunks. This, don't look too closely, this is Meghan Markle's dress. She was wearing a green dress in the paper, so I've turned her into the tree. Then I had some flowers and things, which I didn't have to cut. They were the same size, so just cut those out. My stream didn't go quite how I planned it, but it's okay. And I've just had to paint my background there. You might use felt tips. I didn't think I'd find a horse, but luckily there was an advert with a horse on it. Have a go. Don't worry about the perspective too much. When you're using new media in your artwork, you can use whatever you want, and it doesn't matter if things are a bit bigger, like this bumblebee. Goodness me, if he was that size, I'd hate to get stung by him. So have a go at your new media collage today. You've got your physical things, your physical activity. Try to make sure you keep physical. You've been sending in your things from James Cross, so it's really good. And I will put today's challenge on the website so that you can have a look at that. And our last session today, I want you to plan an animation or a film. For our computing for the next couple of weeks, we are going to be thinking about how we can make a film. Now in school we would be using a stop frame animation, which is where you move something very slowly and take a picture of it. I'm trying to find out if there are some apps and things that I can maybe signpost you to. If you can't get one of those apps, you could make a film with some puppets and just film it on a phone or however you've got access to filming. Now just be careful, because you've got two plans that look very similar in your pack. The one that you want today says at the top, computing week 3, and it says use the story map to plan an animation you can film at home. So have a think about a story. Now you might only want to pick 1 or 2 characters, and bear in mind you might want to think about backgrounds. So have a little think about what sort of story you would like to create when you're making your film. You don't have to do any writing today. You can just draw pictures to think about your story. I would suggest that you have one main character that maybe does something, and then you might introduce some other characters as well into that story. Okay? You probably won't have any sound, so you may not wish to, as I say, have the characters speaking, so you might want it quite a visual film of something that happens to your character. So you've got your plan for that to do today as well. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, yellow class.